everyone. Hi guys. Hello Ujjwal. So hi everyone, this is Sheetal Chaudhary, your accounts master teacher, and I welcome you all once again to We Commerce. We are here for a better future. So, how are you all? कैसे हो बच्चों? Hi Selbina. Hi Ujjwal. I am all good, Ujjwal. What about you? So, कैसे हो बच्चों? How are you guys, Albina and Ujjwal? So, this is class 12th accountancy session, and today we are going to do solvency ratio part 2. 0.421, 4:1 आंसर आया. Okay, hi Prapti, you are fine. I am also good, Prapti. एक नंबर उज्जवल. उज्जवल, कल वाले क्वेश्चन का क्या आंसर आया होमवर्क वाले का? उज्जवल, कल वाले होमवर्क का क्या आंसर आया? Have you tried it? So, first let me tell you that Disha ma'am had started a Menti quiz series for all of the students of class 11 at 3 p.m. So every day do participate in Menti quiz series with Disha ma'am at 3 p.m. to win exciting gift and personalized certificate. Every day at 3 p.m. Disha ma'am will have Menti quiz till 14th of January. तो डेली उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करें टू विन अमेजिंग गिफ्ट. And tomorrow the topic will be emerging mode of business. For tomorrow the topic is emerging mode of business. Yes, so what is the answer, Ujjwal? So do participate to win some special gift. And अगर अभी तक आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो जल्दी से जाओ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो. Also do like this video and do share this video. So go and subscribe this channel right now and also do like our video and do share our channel. And if you have not joined the Telegram group, then also do join the Telegram group so that you receive all the notes in the PDF form. And if you want to score good marks, if you want to do a good revision for your board's exam, then this is a requirement for all of you. You can take this Vedantu Pro Subscription, in which we are giving you a lot of benefits like more than 5,000 hours of online teaching. We will regularly conduct tests. We will provide you assignments that will contain more than 10,000 questions. Also, there will be continuous review of your areas of improvement. There will be more than 20 teachers who will personally guide you at every step. Hi, 8D Audio. Hi, Garima. Also, we are providing you option in languages. You can choose English or Hindi, any language. Last but not the least, we have different type of courses for you. You can choose micro course if you want to do individual chapters. अगर आपको पूरा syllabus करना है, then go and take the crash course. So all of these benefits are provided in this subscription only for $2,799 for 1 month. So go and grab your pro subscription right now at flat 20% off by using my code SCPRO. तो जल्दी से जाओ अपनी सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लो और कौन सा कोड यूज करना है? SCPRO, जिससे मिलेगा आपको डिस्काउंट. So today we are going to do which chapter? Accounting ratio. And this is the 4th lecture of this chapter, in which we are going to discuss about solvency ratios. तो आज अपन लोग क्या करेंगे? Solvency ratios part 2. आज हम solvency ratio का part 2 करेंगे. So are you guys ready for this lecture? क्या आप लोग तैयार हैं इस क्लास के लिए, इस सेशन के लिए? Are you guys ready for this lecture? Yes or no? Ujjwal, Garima, Salbina. Yes, ma'am, like always. Hi, Vansh, a very good evening. So, let's begin this session with some positive thoughts. Everything is busy. Everything is easy when you are busy. And nothing is easy if you are lazy. So, we have to be busy to make our boards easy. Boards को easy बनाने के लिए हमें busy होना पड़ेगा. So everything is easy. Scoring good marks is easy when you are busy. And nothing is easy when you are lazy. अगर सर्दियों में रजाई में पड़े रहोगे तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा. Okay? So, let's discuss the yesterday's homework first of all. Yesterday, I have given you this question as homework. Now tell me the answers. What are your answers? What are your answers, guys? Tell me. We are required to calculate debt equity ratio from the following information. Debt equity ratio. So what are your answers for this? जल्दी से बताइए. What are your answers, guys? Come on, tell me. Okay, so the ratio, debt equity ratio, the formula for calculating the ratio is debt divided by equity. The formula for calculating debt equity ratio is, hi Varun, a good evening, very good evening. So, to calculate debt equity ratio, we have to divide debt by the equity. So, first of all, we are going to calculate total debt and then we will calculate equity. So, first of all, we will calculate debt and then we will calculate equity. So, in this information, debt is equal to debentures only. In this question, debt is equal to debentures only. So, debt will be equal to 75,000. Debt will be equal to 75,000. Debt is equal to non-current liability. Debt is equal to long-term provision, long-term borrowing. So, in this information, only one non-current liability is there. That is debentures. So, debt is equal to debenture is equal to 75,000. नाउ वी विल कैलकुलेट इक्विटी. अब हम क्या कैलकुलेट करेंगे? इक्विटी. In equity, what is the formula for calculating equity? Share capital plus reserves and surplus. Equity is equal to share capital plus reserves and surplus. We have covered this yesterday. We have discussed this yesterday. So equity is equal to share capital plus reserves and surplus. So we will add equity share capital, we will add preference share capital, we will add general reserve, and we will add accumulated profit. So to find out equity, we will add all these four items. To find out equity, we will add all these four items. So the total will be equal to 1,80,000. Equity is equal to 1,80,000. Debt is equal to 75,000. What are debentures, ma'am? Debentures are like a document that is used as a source of fund by the company. They are source of fund for the company. So now we will divide debt 75,000 by equity. We will divide debt by equity. So 75,000 divided by 1,80,000. So tell me what will be the ratio? 75,000 divided by 1,80,000. It will be 0.41. 0.41. And Salbina, you was right. The ratio will be 0.41:1. So the ratio will be 0.41:1. We will divide debt 75,000 by equity by 1,80,000. So 75,000 divided by, it is 75,000. I have written it 7,50,000. So 75,000 divided by 1,80,000. Your debt equity ratio will be 0.41:1. So tell me, is this question clear to everyone? ये क्वेश्चन सबको समझ में आया? Yes, Priyanka. Yes, Vikas. Salbina, Ujwal. Is this clear? Yes, Manisha. Yes, Salbina. So, Salbina, your answers was right. आपका आंसर सही था. So, now coming on to the today's lecture, that is proprietary ratio. So, now we are going to do the third ratio of solvency ratio, that is proprietary ratio. आज हम क्या calculate करना सीखेंगे? Proprietary ratio. So, what is the meaning of proprietary ratio and how to calculate proprietary ratio? कैसे calculate करेंगे और क्या मतलब होता है इस रेशो का? तो आइए देखते हैं. So, proprietary ratio is a relationship between proprietor fund and total asset. Proprietary ratio हमें किसके बीच का रिश्ता दिखाती है? प्रोप्राइटरी फंड का, ओनर के फंड के बीच का और टोटल एसेट्स के बीच में जो रिलेशनशिप होता है, ये रेशो हमें वो दिखाती है. So this ratio shows the relationship between owner's fund and total asset. Now, it shows the financial strength of the entity. ये हमें financial strength बताएगी that how strong the financial strength is, how financially strong the enterprise is. So it shows the financial strength of the entity. It shows that how financially strong the enterprise is. Third, this proprietary ratio is used to measure the portion of total asset financed by the proprietor fund. ये रेशो हम इसलिए कैलकुलेट करते हैं ताकि हमें ये पता चल सके कि कितने एसेट हमने ओनर के पैसे से खरीदे हैं. हाउ मच एसेट्स आर परचेज्ड आर फाइनेंस्ड बाय द ओनर फंड. टोटल एसेट्स में से कितने एसेट आपने ओनर के पैसे से खरीदे हैं. सो इट शोज that how much of the total asset is financed by the proprietor fund. Now, a higher ratio means adequate safety for creditors and lenders. If the proprietary ratio is high, it shows that your creditors and your lenders are safe. आपके क्रेडिटर्स क्या है, सेफ है अगर रेशो हाई है. बट इफ द रेशो इज लो, लोअर रेशो मीन्स inadequate safety for creditors and lender. So proprietary ratio अगर कम है इसका मतलब आपके क्रेडिटर सेफ नहीं है. If it is high, then your creditors are safe. But if it is low, your creditors are not safe. We will discuss that at the time of cash flow chapter. Okay, Priyanka, we can't discuss it right now. We will discuss at the time when we will start the cash flow statement. Now, proprietary ratio is expressed either as pure ratio or as a percentage ratio. So, proprietary ratio is expressed as a pure ratio or a percentage ratio. Now, how we will calculate this ratio? So, the formula for calculating the proprietary ratio is proprietor's fund or shareholders fund or equity. Proprietor fund, shareholder fund or equity divided by total assets. So, the formula for calculating proprietary ratio is proprietor fund or shareholder fund or equity divided by total asset. This is the formula for calculating proprietary ratio, shareholder fund or equity. Now, we have already discussed equity and total assets in the previous class. How to calculate equity and how to calculate total assets. Now we are going to revise it again. So, proprietor fund, equity or shareholder fund. Proprietor fund or shareholder fund or equity can be computed using two approaches. आप इनको दो अप्रोच से कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो. प्रोप्राइटर फंड, शेयर फंड और इक्विटी कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड यूजिंग दी टू अप्रोचेस. First is liability approach. First is liability approach. So, according to liabilities approach, the formula for calculating equity is share capital, equity and preference plus reserves and surplus. So, according to liabilities approach, proprietor fund, equity or shareholder fund is equal to share capital, both equity plus preference plus reserves and surplus. So according to liabilities approach, shareholder fund, proprietor fund or equity is equal to share capital plus reserves and surplus. Now coming to the second approach. Coming to the second approach, asset approach. Coming to the second approach, asset approach. According to asset approach, your equity shareholder fund is equal to non-current asset plus working capital minus non-current liability. So according to asset approach, your shareholder fund equity is equal to non-current assets plus working capital minus non-current liability. So this is the formula for calculating equity shareholder fund and proprietor fund according to asset approach. So let's revise this again on a plain sheet. आइए इसको रिवाइज करते हैं. We are calculating proprietor's fund or shareholders fund or equity. These are the alternative name. Proprietor fund is also known as shareholder fund, is also known as equity. Now we can calculate this by two approaches. We can calculate either by using liabilities approach or we can calculate it by using asset approach. So proprietor fund, shareholder fund, equity, we can calculate by using two approaches, liability approach and assets approach. Hello, Harmit. So now, according to liabilities approach, the formula is share capital plus reserve and surplus. According to liabilities approach, the formula for calculating equity shareholder fund, proprietor fund is share capital plus reserves and surplus. And according to asset approach, the formula is non-current asset plus working capital minus non-current liability. So these are the two formulas for calculating the equity shareholder fund, proprietor fund. So now please take 1 minute to revise this so that ये अच्छे से यहाँ पर फिक्स हो जाए, हम इसे बोर्ड्स के एग्जाम तक ना भूलें. क्योंकि ये चैप्टर 4 मार्क्स का है तो हमें अच्छे से फॉर्मूला याद होने चाहिए. एंड इक्विटी इज asked in a lot of ratios, so please take 1 minute to read these two approaches. Once it is done, please let me know, guys. Done. What about others? Is it done, guys? Done. So now we will calculate total assets because proprietary ratio is equal to equity divided by total assets. So now we will calculate total assets. So now we know that total assets consist of both. Total assets consist of non-current asset and current asset. So in total asset, you will add both. In total asset, you will add both non-current asset and current asset. It is the total asset. So while calculating total asset, we will add non-current asset and current asset. So total asset include non-current assets and it includes current asset. So total asset includes both non-current asset and current asset. Again, take 1 minute to read this. We have already discussed this in the previous class also, but please take 1 minute to revise this. Total assets includes both assets, non-current assets and current asset. Is it done, guys? Have you revised total assets? पढ़ लिया सबने total assets? Shinchan, we have covered this that current asset include these 6 type of asset. Current asset include current investment, inventory, trade receivable, cash and cash equivalent, short-term loan and advances, other current asset. And if you have not watched the first chapter of this book, then please do that. We have covered this in the financial statement, balance sheet वाली में हमने ये सब कर रखा है. So now we are going to do one question of proprietary ratio. अब हम करेंगे question of proprietary ratio. So let's see who are going to solve the question, who is going to tell me the answer. This is your question and from this we are required to calculate proprietary ratio. So guys, start solving the question, try to solve it and let's see who is going to tell me the answer. Then I will solve it. So you have to calculate proprietary ratio. So come on, start calculating it. Are you guys solving it? Are you able to solve it? अगर आपसे नहीं हो तो बता देना, मैं कर लूंगी. But please don't waste time. Okay, Salbina trying. Okay, everyone, come on, try it quickly. You have last 1 minute. Josh always high, brother. Is it done, guys? Okay, I have one answer, that shareholder fund is equal to 4,50,000. And what about total assets, Albina? Shareholder funds are equal to 4,50,000. What about total assets? So, okay. Shareholder fund is correct. Well done, Salbina. Well tried. Now I am going to solve the question. So, first of all, we will write the formula for proprietary ratio. Whenever you are solving the question, first of all, we will write the formula for proprietary ratio. अगर lag हो रहा है तो please check your network. The formula for proprietary ratio is shareholders fund divided by total assets. तो पहले क्या लिखेंगे, फॉर्मूला लिखेंगे. प्रोप्राइटरी रेशियो इज इक्वल टू शेयर होल्डर फंड डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल एसेट्स. नाउ we will calculate shareholder fund and we will calculate total asset. We will calculate shareholder fund and we will calculate total assets. So, in shareholder fund, what is the formula? Shareholder fund according to liability approach. Shareholder fund according to liability approach is equal to share capital plus reserve and surplus. According to liabilities approach, shareholder fund is equal to share capital plus reserve and surplus. Yes, Manisha. So, your shareholder fund will be equal to 4,50,000. Shareholder fund will be equal to 4,50,000. Yes, Albina, you are correct. Total assets. Now, हमने shareholder fund calculate कर लिया. Now, we will calculate total asset. Total asset is equal to current asset plus non-current asset. Total asset is equal to current asset plus non-current asset. So, current asset plus non-current asset. So, total assets is equal to current asset plus fixed asset. It is equal to 9 lakh. 9 lakh. YLYTL. अच्छा, वेदांतु फ्रॉड है. जब बच्चे पढ़ेंगे नहीं तो टीचर्स कुछ नहीं कर सकती. YT. Okay? Now please don't disturb the class. If you don't want to study, you can leave the session. So, total assets is equal to current asset plus non-current asset. Current assets are equal to 3 lakh. Fixed assets are equal to 6 lakh. So, total asset कितने हुए? 9 lakh. So, now we will calculate the proprietary ratio. So, proprietary ratio will be equal to shareholder fund 4,50,000 divided by total asset 9 lakh. So, your proprietary ratio will be equal to 0.5:1. Proprietary ratio is equal to 0.5:1. So, this was your question of proprietary ratio. Now tell me, is this question clear to you guys? Question समझ में आया सबको? Tell me everyone. Salbina, Ujwal, Manisha. Okay. So now coming on to the next ratio, that is interest coverage ratio. Now we come to the next ratio, that is interest coverage ratio. So what is interest coverage ratio? This is the last ratio of solvency ratio. And this is one of the important ratio. This is most of the time asked in the board's exam. So this is important ratio, interest coverage ratio. So this ratio is a relationship between net profit before interest and tax. So this ratio is a relationship between net profit before interest and tax and interest on long term debt. ये किसके बीच का रिलेशनशिप दिखाती है? Between profit before interest and tax and interest on long term debt. मैम as pure ratio, as percentage ratio क्वेश्चन आता है? No सल्बीना, नहीं आता. So, interest coverage ratio is the relationship between net profit before interest, before tax and interest on long-term debt. It is calculated to ascertain the amount of profit available to cover the interest. ये हमें ये बताता है कि कितना प्रॉफिट आपके पास अवेलेबल है टू पे दी इंटरेस्ट on long-term borrowing. So this find out that how much of the profit is available to pay interest on long-term borrowing. Now, for lenders and for creditors, a higher interest coverage ratio is considered better. For creditors, higher interest ratio is better and signifies a higher margin to meet their interest cost. It shows that we can easily cover the interest cost. And it is expressed in the number of time. Whenever you will calculate interest coverage ratio, you will write it 6 times. You will write times. So this ratio is expressed in number of times, and अगर आप आंसर में टाइम्स नहीं लिखोगे तो एग्जामिनर मार्क्स काट लेगा. सो प्लीज डू राइट टाइम्स इन द आंसर. So it is expressed in the number of times, and the formula is profit before interest and tax. Yes, you are correct, Abhinav. Earning before interest and tax, EBIT, or profit before interest and tax divided by interest on long-term debt. So formula for calculating interest coverage ratio is profit before interest, profit before tax divided by interest on long-term borrowing. Now let's see an example of this ratio. Now we are going to solve one question of the interest coverage ratio. So this is your question. From this, we are required to calculate interest coverage ratio. So start solving, guys, and tell me what will be the amount of profit before tax and interest, and what will be the amount of interest on long-term debt. So जल्दी से बताइए, what is the amount of profit before interest and tax, and what is the amount of interest on long-term debt? Come on, guys, this time I want answers from you. No one has answered till now. Okay. So first we are going to calculate profit before tax and profit before interest. No, Salbina. So first we are going to calculate profit before interest and tax. सबसे पहले हम लोग क्या कैलकुलेट करेंगे? प्रॉफिट बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्स. एंड टू कैलकुलेट दिस इन प्रॉफिट इज 75,000. Profit after tax is 75,000. In this profit you will add tax and you will add interest. इसमें हम क्या ऐड करेंगे? We will add interest and we will add tax. So we are having 10% debentures of 50,000. There are 10% debentures of amount 50,000. So first of all, calculate interest at the rate 10%. First of all, we will calculate interest. So interest on 50,000 will be 5,000. Interest on 50,000 will be 5,000. So interest on 10% debenture is 5,000, and interest on long-term debt. Interest on long-term debt is also 5,000. Interest on long-term debt is also 5,000. And tax is 9,000. Tax is 9,000. So, to find out profit before interest and tax, what we will do? To find out profit before interest and tax, we will take profit after tax. Profit after tax. In this, you will add interest on 10% debentures. You will add interest on long-term debt, and we will add tax. So to calculate profit before interest and tax, we will take profit after tax. In that, you will add interest on 10% debenture, interest on long-term debentures, and tax. So plus 5,000 plus 5,000 plus 9,000. So profit is what? How much is the profit? 85. No, I don't know the amount. So 75,000 plus 5,000 plus 5,000 plus 9,000. Yeah, your profit before interest and tax is 94,000. Your profit before interest and tax is 94,000. We will divide this by interest on long-term debt. Now we have to calculate interest on long-term debt. Interest on long-term debt. So interest on long-term borrowing is 5,000 on debenture and 5,000 on long-term loan. So interest on long-term borrowing is 10,000. Interest on long-term borrowing is 10,000. 5,000 on debentures and 5,000 on long-term loan. So now divide the profit before interest and tax by the interest on long-term borrowing. 94,000 divided by 10,000. And your interest coverage ratio is 9.4 times. Yes, Kaushal, you are correct. Yes, Manisha, you are correct. The answer will be 9.4 times. So now tell me, is this question clear to you guys? Is this question clear to you? Clear, Ujjwal? Yes, Manisha. Yes, Shantanu. Yes, Abhinav. टाइम्स भी लिखना पड़ेगा, जरूर लिखना पड़ेगा, वरना एग्जामिनर मार्क्स काट लेगा, जो हमें नहीं कटवाना. So that's it for today. We have completed this session. Now tomorrow we will do the next ratio, that is activity ratio or turnover ratio. So कल हम करेंगे next ratio, that is activity ratio. Now coming on to the homework. Your homework is practice all the sums which have been done till today. अभी तक हमने जितने भी क्वेश्चंस करे हैं आपने उनको दोबारा से करना है. So find out the notes and please revise all the questions again. Okay guys? So if you guys want to do more questions of solvency ratio, then you can take our Vedantu Commerce Pro Subscription, in which we are giving you a lot of benefits only for 2,799. Only for 2,799. For 1 month. So go and grab your Pro subscription right now at flat 20% off by using my code SCPRO. So जल्दी से जाओ and take your Pro subscription. You're welcome, Abhinav. And thank you to you too for attending the class. Bye, Anil. So guys, अगर अभी तक आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो जल्दी से जाओ और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो. And also, do like this video and do share this video for more such videos. And also join the Telegram group for notes in the PDF form. Yes, Kaushal, आपने पूछना था, हमने करवा दिया. So now, stay tuned for the next session. See you all in the next session. Till then, good night, have sweet dreams and take care. And thank you everyone for watching this session. If you like this session, then please give it a thumbs up. For now, bye-bye. See you all tomorrow at 6 p.m.